Hi guys, so today's video is going to be all about the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I've got something in my eye. I picked this up on Beauty Bay. I'm just going to zoom out a bit. I picked this up on Beauty Bay the other day because I didn't want to pay over like £70–80 for a palette. I'm also using my new camera as well to film on, so please let me know what you think of the quality. I've already done my skincare and my eyebrows. I need to prime my eyes, but that's like it. So in my eye. So this is the palette. It's in the box. My room looks really dark. I'm still sort of obviously adjusting to the camera. I hope I'm in focus. It's hard to see because I don't have my glasses on. So this is the back of the box and it's just got Jaclyn's picture on. I've got her old palette behind me, which I'll show you in a sec. So creating this palette has truly been a dream come true for me. Morphe gave me full creative control and allowed me to customise and excuse my phone. Gave me full creative control and allowed me to customise my dream palette for everyone to enjoy. Every shade was customised by me and I really hope you guys love it as much as I do. I wanted a range of neutrals and pops of colours to accommodate all skin tones. I put my heart and soul into this palette and I hope my pickiness pays off. EXO, Jaclyn. And there's some beautiful pictures of her on the back when she had red hair, because she now has dark hair if you didn't know. The front of the palette looks like this. The back of the palette looks like this. I love this, how it's like JH all over it. I will say this is like cardboard, but Morphe is a more affordable brand, so you sort of get what you pay for. But the packaging, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, it's like a pearlized texture. So you open it up and you just have the bit of like plastic. So this is the palette. It's absolutely stunning. It says this palette is dedicated to all my loving subscribers. I don't really like the font. I think the font looks a bit cheap. I don't know, it looks like any old font that you just get like on paint. But then Jaclyn is in like her signature, and then we have all the colours. One thing I don't get, everyone always says about like the shade names, but mine does not tell me the shade names. I've just realised that. So that's a bit annoying, so I'm going to have to Google every time. So what I might do, I might get up on my laptop or my phone the name of each shade, so then when I'm using them. But yeah, it's absolutely unreal. I love this like purple tone blue, and then like this purple. This looks like a Makeup Geek shadow I already own, and you've got these warm chocolatey browns, you've got a black, you've got a green. This looks a lot like Makeup Geek Enchanted Forest. And then I love like this Pukey colour and this like mustard tone. So, oh, and this. I just love it all really. Just going to get started. I'm going to prime my eyes. Because this is a new palette to me, I'm going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to be using, I think, light. It is a more of a pinky tone, but it's going to be really light on me because I have tan on. Sorry if I keep looking over here. I keep looking into the screen because obviously I am using my new camera and I just keep seeing if I'm in focus. So I'm sorry if that annoys you. Obviously I'm still getting used to it and I need my boyfriend to help me set up the EOS utility on my laptop. I'm just going to use these concealers because this is like the best concealer for priming your eyes, and like I don't want to use my Rimmel one because it's not as bright, and I feel like colours like these, because I'm using it for the first time, I need a really light base, and obviously I want the colours to be as pigmented as possible. But obviously, I hope this makes sense, I don't want this video to be too rambly because I know my other videos on makeup tutorials have been very long, so I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible. So I'm just going to prime my eyes with the shade Light from Tarte. I think Fair will be a bit too fair, so yeah, I'm just going to use Light. What I do, if you haven't seen, I take my Zoeva 317 wing liner brush and I just line under my brow with this, and then I drag the rest of the concealer down and then I just dab it into place and then set it with a powder. If you've never watched my videos before, then I always use the Airspun translucent powder to set my eye primer. I use this powder like all the time. It's the only powder I ever use now. This is in the shade Naturally Neutral. And for my brows, in case you're wondering, I use the Freedom eyebrow pomade in dark brown. It's exactly the same as the Anastasia one, it's just a bit cheaper. So I'm just going to do this. So I dot a bit on my eye like that. Take it all along. Doesn't matter like if it's messy when you first apply. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. So I take the concealer, a thin amount of it, I take underneath the brow. I just line underneath to clean up the brow and just drag it. By the way, I always make faces when I'm carving my brows. Please let me know what you think of this back background, by the way. Then I take my Jessup's, this is just a brand that you can get on eBay. I'm just going to go over that concealer, like push it in, dab it down, just push it down in place, like so. When you do this step, you want to make sure that you blend this part, so the end of your eye and the inner part really well, because if that sets, it goes really like almost mask-like and you can't get rid of it. So just keep blending away that line. You can also use your finger as well, because your finger is obviously a lot warmer than the brush, because obviously you're a human being. So yeah, your finger helps like warm it up. So I'm just going to leave that like that. I'm going to set it in place with the powder. Shake the powder. I take a bit of powder, tap off any excess. In case my concealer has creased, I go back over with the brush. As you can see, it's like crease loads there. So I go back over with the brush just to blend it out. I just dab over it again. If you make any mistakes, you can just go back over with your brush. Then I'm just setting that concealer down. I'm making sure not to swipe, and I'm just packing the powder down. This will just make sure that the concealer doesn't move. Pushing that down. You can just take a big brush if you find that you've got powder on your face and just flick it off. I'm only doing this for this eyeshadow because obviously this is going to be quite dramatic. I wouldn't do this on a daily basis. I just use my Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer, and I haven't used my Tarte one in a while. So I'm going to do the other eye off camera and I will be right back. Okay, so before we start this tutorial, I just want to show you the old Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just going to compare the two. I was thinking I could do a video, like doing one eye look, doing one tutorial dedicated to this palette, and then one dedicated to the new one. So this is my old Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. As you can see, it needs a clean. This is about 2 or 3 years old. Oh my god, my eyeshadow just fell out. As you can tell, this one isn't as well made. I haven't had such a while, it's falling out. So these are the shades in this one. As you can tell, they are very warm, and there's quite a few like nice pinky tones, purples, browns, pop of green, but they're not really like the new one. So if we compare the new one, this looks a lot more expensive. It's better quality to start off with. You've got a big array of colour, and I think you've actually got more shadows in this one too. So this is the size of this one, this is the size of that one. The shadows, I will say, I think the pan sizes are the same actually. You can tell she's really upped her game with this one. I have used this quite a lot. The shades I normally tend to use from this are the green, I love the orange, these sort of tones around here, the purples. Just stuck my nail in that, I think. And yeah, so I still use this palette to this day, and I don't know if you're able to see. Oh, it doesn't have it on this one, it has it on the box, but it says JH here at the side on this one, and then on her new one on the box it says JH2. So just in case obviously you didn't know, or if you don't really know much about Jaclyn Hill, she did come out with another palette with Morphe. So this is her like second take on it. I'm going to get into the tutorial now, and I'm going to shut up. I hope you like this, and I hope we create a good look. So now I've shown you the two by side, I'm going to start off by using Jaclyn's palette at last. Got my phone by my side. Right, so I'm just googling the shades, what they're called. So if you just type in the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette into Google, it just comes up with like a little picture. I'm just going to save this into my phone, so then I've always got them. I can't work out what to use. I think the names are really nice. Right, first I'm going to take my brush. I need all my brushes. I'm taking a Zova 228 Luxe Crease brush. This is the brush. It's a very tapered, fluffy brush, and I'm going to start off with this sort of warm, creamy sort of beigey tone. This is the shade, so it's the third one in, Silk Cream. So Silk Cream, I'm just going to use that shade and apply that into my crease. This is going to be our transition shade. Just tapping very lightly. I think this background might be a bit too much, but let me know, what do you think? I've left my hair up because I just want it out of the way, and then I'm going to do it a bit later on. So the shade is pigmented, but it might also be because I've taken a very light hand, and when you use a whitehead brush you don't get as much payoff as you would if you was to use a darker head brush. I'm just focusing most of that into my crease, not taking it anywhere else, and obviously I'm doing the same on my other eye. It was nice to use like a proper camera when doing a makeup tutorial. I love my other camera, don't get me wrong, but for makeup tutorials it wasn't the best, especially because it didn't focus very well. Also, with my hair, I'm sort of bored of how it is. Like, I don't know. Let me know what you think I should do with it, whether I should just dye it a dark brown, whether I should go lighter, dye it a fun colour on the ends. Let me know. Going back into the crease. Just want your two eyes to match. Might help. Right, I'm going to take this yellowy tone, this one here, and again I'm just going to apply that where I applied the other shade, just not as high up. So that shade is called Creamsicle, which I think is cute. So I'm just using the same brush and just going into the crease. If you are of a darker skin tone, you could just use this shade straight away. I could have just used this shade straight away, but I just wanted to build it up. So it's a very sort of mustardy yellow. Haven't decided what eye look I'm doing, just making it up as I go along. With these, as you'll know if you watched my other video, I had a bad experience with the ABH Subculture palette. The palette sort of works for me now, but it's still not a palette I'd really recommend for you to spend your money on. This, I feel like I can go into the shadow and I can sort of dab it a few times and not be scared to apply it. Although they're very pigmented, they're not really powdery and you don't get loads of kickback. Then I'm going to take the darker shade, this one, and I'm going to apply that into the crease. Again, I'm using the same brush. I never normally switch my brushes up that much, you'll notice. So I apply it on the outer crease and I just drag it along. And the same on this eye. So I just apply it in here. I sort of just push my brush into the shape of my eye, into the crease. So that looks quite nice. Now what I'm going to do, although I said I normally use the same brush, I'm just going to keep blending over that. I'm taking a Morphe M505, which is my other sort of favourite blending brush. It's very sort of tapered and it's very fluffy. As you see, this is a darker head brush, so this allows to pack on more pigment. I'm going to be taking the shade below the one we just used. Oh god, I haven't told you the name of the other one we just used. The one we just used is called Pukey. We're now going to be using Roxanne. So this one. And I'm just going to pack that onto my outer crease. Right, so I'm just going to push it down. Start off very light because it's a darker shade. Doesn't matter if you get any on the lid, we're going to cover the lid. Might do a cranberry sort of eye because I haven't done that in a while. Or I'll do the purple actually, I think. So I'm just going to apply that onto my lid and slightly up into the crease. I should have used a smaller brush, but oh well. I just always like to cover the lid when we're applying like a shade like on top, because then it gives it a sort of even base and you just always have like a shadow peeking through. So that's what that looks like. Grabbing my other brush and I'm just going to blend the edges out. These blend a lot nicer than the ABH shadows. Well, the ones in the Subculture palette. So I'm just packing the shadow down, blending it over into the crease and over the lid. Like, don't get me wrong, I've built the colours up. Like, I've swiped my brush a few times, but I'd rather do that and like get the pigment that way. You love having neighbours. I don't. I accidentally put the wrong shadow on my brush, so I just switched it over. So I'm just going to blend that out. Right, that's done. I'm taking the two smallest brushes that I own, like fluffy brushes. These are both from Morphe. These are the M506 and the M507. So the M507, it has more of a point, and then the other one is more sort of rounded and fluffy. I find the 07 really good for along the lower lash line when you want to get like really precisely in there, and then I fluffed it out with the 06. I'm going to take the shade next to the one we just used, this one. God, I'm getting confused myself. This one here, and that is the shade Jax. I'm going to apply that with the M506. I'm just going to zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to pack that down in the outer corner and I'm going to build that into my crease. Just gradually, and I'm like tracing out my crease. It looks harsh to start off with, but we're going to blend it out with lighter shadows. And it quite dark in this inner corner bit here too. I'm just sort of dragging that quite far, and then I'm going back in with my Zoeva 228. I'm taking a bit of the original sort of mustard tone, which was Creamsicle, and I'm just taking that around that cranberry tone just to blend it out like so. And I'm just going to take some of that darker shade and just pull that down onto my lid, especially around this inner corner. You could leave it like that. It looks very similar to the look I done the other day, but it's using different shadows. I am just going to take the shade we used before, this sort of purple tone, Roxanne. I'm just going to blend it out a bit, and then I'm just taking some Pukey, applying that on the outer edge like that. It's a really like blown out look, but I quite like it for something different. It's going to look better when the purple's on, but you could leave it like that if you wanted to. So basically I just want all of my lid space covered. I'm going to do the other eye and I'll be right back. Right, now I'm going to take the blue sort of purpley tone, the darker one, and I'm going to apply this all over my lid. I'm using a MAC 242 flat shader brush. This is the brush that Jaclyn used to use in all her tutorials when she used to apply like a shadow down onto her lid. So that's another reason, like I've always used this brush for packing down shadow on my lid, whether it's matte or shimmer. Do ignore this bit, we're going to clean that up in a sec. Yeah, I'm going to see how it applies with a brush, and I'm not going to be like applying anything like onto my lids or anything. I'm just going to pack it straight down. Oh yes, that's actually really pigmented. So I'm just packing it down. It looks blue. I'm going to use my finger. It looks blue in the pan, but when you actually apply it onto the eye, it's this really like a purpley blue, like really unique shade. I do not own a purple like this. I'm just tracing out my eye shape with the brush. Applies so nicely. I'm just gonna apply this into the outer corner too. Right, I'm going to do my other eye now. Right, now I'm going to take the purple next to the sort of bluey purple, and I'm going to apply that in the middle of the shadow that I just applied. I'm just using the same brush. This is just going to make it look a bit more like iridescent. Packing that down just in the centre part. I'm going to clean my brush because that didn't work out how I wanted it to. I'm just cleaning my brush with one of my makeup wipes. I'm going to take this light cranberry tone, this one, and I'm just going to apply that in the centre instead. Just going to pack that down in the centre. My brush is a bit wet from the wipe. Oh, that's nice. I don't think I've ever done anything like this before. I'm just going to pop it in the centre like that. So you could, in fact, wet your brush then, really. Because face wipe obviously wet my brush a bit. And it's applied it really nice. That's quite cool, actually. I quite like that. I'd have, like, never done something like that before. So this has turned into, like, almost like a sort of halo eye. I'm just going to clean my shadow up. So I've just got this simple wipe. Round it off, but like, I'm not going to do like a massive line. It's easier to do when I've got like the rest of my face makeup on. So I'm just going to leave my eyes like this. I'm going to do my face makeup and I'll be right back for the rest of the eyes. I've done the rest of my makeup. As you can see, I've done my face makeup. Just moving you back. So I'm going to take a Morphe M330 blending brush. This is a tapered, fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to blend these edges of this shadow down. I'm just going to like blend them out because it has ended up quite sort of messy. Then I'm just going to take my Zoeva brush and blend over the line, just so there's no like permanent line there now. And just so it's all smoky. Basically, I want to join the lower lash line up with the sort of top part of the eye. I've got this Wet n Wild Colour Icon Kohl eyeliner in like, comment and share, and I'm just going to run this through my waterline. It's like a purpley tone, so I'm just going to run that along, like a bluey purple. You could always do black as well if you want the look to be more smoky. Now I'm going to run that into my lashes. So I'm just pushing it underneath my waterline. I'm just smudging it along like that. I'm going to take my MAC 242 brush and wipe it again. And I'm just going to grab that purple that we used in the beginning. This palette's going to get so dirty. So I'm just going to take that really dark purple. Didn't find out what the name of that was actually, let me look. And I'm just going to run this along my lash line to lock it in place. This will really help it last. And in this middle part here, I'm going to ignore that because that's where I'm going to apply that pinky sort of cranberry shade like on the top of our eye. So the purple all the way along and stop at the middle. So what we done on the top we're doing on the bottom. You can join it up to the top too, like here. And it's nice because it sort of makes it quite sparkly. Smudge it along with the brush. Doing the inner corner bit quite sort of messy. And then I'll just take my Zoeva brush and soften it a bit. Then I'm going to take the cranberry on the MAC brush after cleaning it. I'm not going to bother putting the other purple on because it didn't make much difference. And I'm just going to apply that in the centre on the lower lash line. Make sure to go underneath your lashes. Just apply a bit more of the cranberry shade, a bit lower down. Smudge it along, and then I'm going to blend it along my eye. And I'm taking my little M506 and I'm taking this shade, which was under Pukey. This shade, this was sort of red tone, and I'm going to run that along underneath the purple and then the cranberry. Then I'm going to take the darker shade next to it, just running a bit more of that in my crease. To tie the look together, I'm going to add the tiniest bit of sparkle in my inner corner. I'm going to use my little Morphe B42 pencil brush, and I'm going to take this sort of cranberry tone here, which is very iridescent. I'm going to apply that into my inner corner. I'm going to mix the shade next to it with it as well. So I'm just going to apply the lighter shade on its own with this eye because that one is a bit... I'm going to apply a bit of the really light sort of champagne-y gold. That's better. That's what I want. And then I'm just going to blend that with my little pencil brush. So I took these two, and then I took this shade here, this shimmery shade. I will leave the names of the shadows that I used in the description box. I'm going to go round with my M330 blending brush and just blend along. Get rid of any harsh lines. This brush is pretty good for eye looks like this. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to apply my eyeliner, like the tiniest bit of eyeliner on the top of my eye, and I'll be right back. Now I've got my eyeliner on, I applied the Inglot AMC gel liner in 77, and I've just lined my top lash line, as you were able to see. The lashes I'm going to be applying are my SK lashes in the style Cocoa. My boyfriend got me these for my birthday, so I have not yet tried them. So these are what they look like. They're so pretty. So let's put them on. I need to cut them and that, so I will be back after I've cut them. As you'll be able to see, I've done my eyes. I have the lashes on. Let me just zoom you in. So these are the lashes. They're very natural to what I'd normally wear, but I think they're very pretty. So they're the style Cocoa. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add some blusher. I'm going to be taking this one from Makeup Geek in Secret Admirer. If you've watched me for like years, you'll know that I used to use this all the time because I was obsessed with pinky purpley cheeks. So this is the blush. I'm going to apply this, tap off any excess in the lid, and just... because where the eyes are so sort of pinky purpley, I just want to sort of incorporate that into the face makeup too, and add a bit of colour because I feel like the eyes are very, they sort of wash you out of it. I did blow the eyes out quite a lot, which I think looks quite good. I don't know, please let me know what you think. But I sort of smudged down the purple a lot, and I just kept blending it down further and taking the sort of shimmery highlight shade as well. Now I'm going to apply my highlight. I'm going to zoom you out again. So I've got the Inglot Body Sparkles in 02, and then I've got the Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlight. I'm going to apply the Gilded Honey first. Haven't used this one in quite a while. As you can see, mine's all broken. I need a new one. That will be on my list to get in America next year. Start off here. I haven't used my Cover FX drops for once because I thought I'd change it up. So I'm just using powder highlight because I've used them in a couple of videos now. I thought I'd do one look without them. I know everyone doesn't like a nose highlight, but I do. And I just like to highlight the chin too. With a look like this, I think that highlight ties it all in nicely. I'm then just going to take the Inglot Body Sparkles in 02. And take some out of the lid, tap off the excess. These are very intense, so be careful, and you get them everywhere. I then just like to go over my highlight with my blush brush just to blend it all Oh, I haven't even done my lips. I've got like a bunch of nudes because I was going to do a nude lip, but I am going to line my lips with a Nude Truffle by NYX lip liner because it's my favourite at the moment. And I'm going to wear a liquid lipstick. When I wear a liquid lipstick, I like to apply lip balm to my lips as I'm doing the rest of my makeup. My lips are really soft now, especially in the winter. Got like a little sore inside my mouth. I don't know if you can see it. I don't have the biggest lips, they're quite small, but I like to just line them. I also find that lining my lips makes them look a bit bigger as well, because where they are quite small, you can't normally tell that they're there. Over these corners, sometimes I find they look a bit too much, so I just go with my finger, push the lip liner down. I'm going to look at my Colourpop liquid lipsticks. This is Beeper. This used to be my favourite, like my go-to all the time. I'm going to try it on and see what it looks like because I haven't worn it in ages. I think it's going to be too dark. That's quite different. So that's Beeper, but I do think that does look a bit dark. So I'm going to add a nude in the centre. Kat Von D Noble, I'm going to apply in the centre of my lip. Just get it all over myself, it's fine. Just going to apply this over the top. Okay. I think that's like a better colour. So it's more of like a purple tone nude. This isn't what I'd normally wear, but it looks quite nice, I think. Obviously I need to do my hair, so I'll talk to you when my hair is done. But yeah, apart from that, I quite like this look. So I'll talk to you when my hair... You're going to have to excuse my hair because I can't get it to lay right, and I'm trying not to use heat on it as I'm going to wash it tomorrow. But this is the finished look. I decided to apply some gloss on top. My camera's dying, but I put some gloss on top. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in Undressed. I applied this on top because I found the lip to be a bit too dark compared to like the eyes. Like with the eyes, I just thought it looked better with like a nude lip. Again, sorry about my hair, it's just a bit of a mess. I hope you can ignore that. With this palette, I would 100% recommend it. The price, it cost me £37 and I got free delivery. It turned up in 2 days. The shades are really pigmented. They go on really nicely with the brush. I haven't actually swatched them, but I'd imagine they're really buttery and pigmented. And yeah, you can see for yourself, like the eyes turned out really nicely, really blended. If it transferred into my crease, I'm sorry, but they always seems to transfer into my crease whenever I do shadows like this on the lid. But yeah, I'm so impressed with it, and I'd rather spend £37 on a palette like this and get the amount of shades you get and support Jaclyn, obviously, but I'd rather do that than spend like £42 on the Anastasia Subculture palette. So I would 100% recommend this. If you're going between the two and you don't know what to get, I'd recommend this one because of the price, the pigmentation. There's no kickback at all with the shadows. You just get a very good palette for your money and you get so many more shades, really big range selection. Also with the Subculture, I do find that the shades that are in there don't go very well with like each other. Like I think the Subculture is more of a pop of colour if you want to say like add a couple of colours in your crease and then apply one of the shadows from the Subculture on top. With this, I feel like you can create a look with the whole palette and you don't need to go out and buy other palettes to work with it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and by the way, my earrings are from H&M if you're wondering. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Please let me know if you'd like any more of these types of like review videos, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Take care, bye.